Alright, I'm back with another Destiny 2 video. This probably would have been my article today if I had seen it in time, but this is kind of TWAB level information that is dropped here in this new PC Gamer interview by Tim Clark. He is talking to... Who's he talking to? Rodney Thompson, design lead. Okay. So this is a follow-up to the kind of armor overhaul stuff that they announced a week or two ago. And there are some pressing questions and some news items in here. I'll read the... It's a pretty short interview, all things considered. But I will read it and then have some commentary. I will link this in the video description as someone who also writes and does interviews. When you actually click on them and share them, that is very helpful to us, so make sure to do that for PC Gamer here. All right, PC Gamer, it looks like the costs of resilience and intelligence mods have changed. Can you share any other changes? There have been a general reduction of average armor mod costs across the board, with all non-stat modifying mods costing between 1 and 3 energy. Interesting. Okay, so what we saw is resilience was going up and intelligence was going down. So resilience is 4, intelligence is 4 also. So that's up from 3, down from 5. We don't know what other ones are changing, but all other mods are saying are between 1 and 3 energy. And this is with an additional mod slot now because there are no more combat mods in the traditional sense that there were before. So that is pretty significant, meaning that there won't be these sprawling huge mods that just take up, half or more of your space by themselves. And this is in addition to artifact mods being unlocked perks. So this seems like you're going to have a lot more access to mods on the whole, as opposed to what we currently have, which is good. This will come with some nerfs. One of the nerfs is mentioned here. Will resilience, damage, resistance, scale work the same way in Lightfall? So no, they're nerfing it. We've tuned the curve a bit. At the top end, tier 10 will provide 30% damage reduction, down from 40% now, but they made progression smoother, so at lower tiers you'll get more value from resilience without feeling like you have to max it at tier 10. So we don't know what tier 9 is, but I don't know, tier 9 could be 26 or something, so maybe going all the way to tier 10 isn't worth it. This is the thing out of this whole interview that's being passed around online right now. This kind of needed to happen. Constant 40% damage reduction at all times at tier 10 is just kind of goofy. It's just so mandatory, but also 30% damage reduction still feels pretty mandatory. Again, maybe the good news is that you don't have to take it to tier 10 if you just want 26% or whatever, but there are fewer good stats or good additions to your character in the game than just pure damage reduction from combatants. So even with the 10% nerf, this is still going to be, I would say, easily the best stat that we have access to. We don't know if other stats are getting a buff. I don't think that's mentioned here. Obviously, mobility, Lord knows, needs some sort of relevant buff. Recovery is still good, but recovery is, even these days, kind of outpaced by things like restoration, and devour has made it a little redundant, whereas resilience is just top tier, top of the line, must have it. Discipline's up there too, but not at the same level. Okay. Is there equivalent to the current Font of Might mod? I haven't read the rest of this, by the way. I've only read this part, but some stuff looked interesting at a glance. Is there a current equivalent to Font of Might that will trigger a damage buff when you pick up a Fire Sprite, Void Breach, Ionic Trace, or Stasis Shard? There are leg armor mods that provide a bonus to weapon damage of a specific types while you have any stacks of armor charge, which will decay 1 charge at a time when you have those mods equipped. The base damage bonus is the equivalent of high energy fire, but multiple copies of the mod can be stacked to increase it further, with 3 copies getting to 22%, pretty close to Font of Might's current damage bonus. Okay, so that's pretty good. Unlike Font of Might, you can pick which damage type the bonus applies to, and it is not limited to matching your subclass types. You can even mix and match, say, 2 mods that grant bonuses to your solar weapons and 1 mod that grants a bonus to your kinetic weapons as fits your loadout. Armor charge at its base comes from picking up orbs of power. However, we have some mods that give you other ways of getting armor charge. And in Season 20, one of the artifact perks will allow you to gain stacks of armor charge while picking up a fire sprite. So that's interesting. And it reflects that, armor charge is probably going to work similar to how Charge with Light works now, where you can get charges of light. Obviously picking up orbs was a big way of getting charged with light, but there are also rapid kills with fusion rifles or sidearms or whatever will make you charged with light, or casting your super gives, armor charge to things. Like, these are existing mods that exist already. So I'm expecting at least some of those to stick around in addition to any new ones they might make. This does sound pretty much how Font of Might works now, because Font of Might is on a timer, and like this decaying stacks of armor charge is essentially a timer thing too. Is Font of Might 25? Is it 25 or 30? In any case, it's not going away in the traditional sense. Like, you might have to lean pretty hard into it, but it doesn't seem like they just cut it completely, so that's good. Okay. Do armor charge mods have a passive effect see their charges decay at the same rate, or does it vary between mods? It's all the same rate. Having multiple mods give passive benefits do not cause charges to fall off faster. So even if you have a different passive benefit armor charge mod in every armor piece, you will still only decay one armor stack charge every 10 seconds or longer if you equip the time dilation mod, which extends the decay timer. Okay, I think I understand what that means. So all the decays work on the same system, so you're not going to have, like, that would be a little confusing if, like, some decayed at a different rate and you have multiple ones equipped. Like, I get why they would not do that. Do they all grant the same amount of ability energy? The Fire Sprite, Ionic Trace, Void Breach? No, each is tuned for the damage type, so these will not be a flat, similar bonus to ability energy, which I think Elemental Wells are the same bonuses now, I'm pretty sure, across damage types. I could be wrong about that. What will weapons that already trigger elemental effect, Aeger's Scepter, Slow and Shattered, Darcy Causes Jolt, now be able to stun the corresponding champions when they apply those effects? Yes, anything that creates one of the keyworded effects will work as a counter to champions weak to them. Okay, so this confirms what people were saying might be the issue with my, like, get a chill clip Riptide, because people are like, well, maybe the weapon effects won't stun champions, only maybe the subclass elements will. That's never been how it's worked, though. There is no differentiating between keywords generated by weapons and keywords generated by the subclass. Like, the game does not recognize those as different. So in theory, unless there is some crazy nerf to chill clip, the slowing that affects overload champions should work on that, because that is a stasis slow. And the freezing that works on unstoppable champions should work after 2 shots and then shattering it. That should work on unstoppable champions. This is confirming that. These are exotics they're talking about, but obviously we have legendary weapons that apply these keywords too, like Volt Shot and what's the fire one? Incandescent. And then they said they're going to do a Void perk. That's like, I don't know if it'll be volatile rounds, but some sort of void damage perk in addition to the repulsor brace. They said that is coming. I don't know if that's coming in Lightfall, but they said it's coming in the future. Where weapons have different perk options, AG choice of magazine, can the loadout manager save those accordingly? Yes, weapon perk choices are saved via loadouts. Good. I mean, I assume everything is, but they've already confirmed, like, even shaders and transmog, that's all saved. Okay. Never mind. Not everything. Does not include Ship, Sparrow, Emblem, Ghost finishers. Loadouts could expand to those in the future, example, finishers. Okay, whatever. I don't care that much about that. I don't need my ship to correspond to my exact loadout. Whatever. Okay. They already confirmed this in a different format, but yeah, it's 10 loadout slots per Guardian, not per account. That would be ridiculous if it was per account. You expect to add more loadout slots over time, but they don't have any, well, possibly, but they don't have any more loadout slots planned just yet. How long will it take to unlock all 10? Loadout slots are unlocked by completing Guardian ranks. Any existing character who has completed New Light will have most slots unlocked immediately, with additional slots unlocked at higher ranks. New Guardians will unlock them as they increase their rank. Yeah, this is similar to what they said about mods. Like, all the mods will be unlocked if you're, like, a veteran player, essentially. I assume, you're going to get most of the loadout slots right away if you're a veteran player as well. Because I think the whole point with Guardian ranks is, like, you're going to be decently already, like, I don't think you have to go and redo all the base level Guardian rank stuff. I think they've made that pretty clear now. So you, as a veteran player that has completed all this stuff, will probably have many things unlocked at baseline. All right. You announced match game modifiers being removed from all high difficulty activities. What kind of activities will the modifiers still be used in? Weird. I never thought about that. It may show up on special activities in the future where we want to deliberately tweak the gameplay in an unexpected direction, but no specific plans to do so at this time. Tweak the gameplay in an unexpected direction, aka bad direction. you can keep match game shelves. That would be great. Okay, so some amount of news there. Biggest items: resilience nerf. The idea that higher energy fire slash phantom light are not going away entirely. Although I think one of the bonuses with high energy fire was that it's stacked on other things in a way that other stuff didn't. Armor charge decay will be the same. These will not grant the same amount of ability energy, and weapon elemental verbs can do the champion stuns, not just your subclass. So that's some good information. I am expecting that pretty much every week now we're going to be getting a decent amount of Lightfall information. Problem for me is I never know exactly when that information is going to drop. Could be a early Monday morning interview, could be a giant Wednesday armor discussion, could be a normal TWAB, who knows. I'm going to ask Bungie if maybe they can clue me in on when things are coming so I can plan accordingly. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but we will see. So anyway, that's news. I think the news is fine. I think a resilience nerf is always going to happen. I do not think this is a nerf that will make most people stop doing tier 10 resilience in most content. So anyway, thanks for watching. Go click on this interview and give it some love there. Good interview, and we will see what the rest of the week brings in terms of new Lightfall news. Take care.